Well, now on the South Shore, we're hearing the rumbles of thunder and getting in on the rainfall that we have seen for the most part focused on the North Shore and in Mississippi. And in some cases, some severe weather, mainly the gusty winds being the primary threat. Not all of the thunderstorms have the gusty winds, but those that do have been in excess of 60 miles an hour. You get that in a brief period, you're going to get some damage. And we have had a number of reports of some damage, mainly minor, some tree limbs and shingles on a couple of roofs in Gulfport and up in Franklinton. Now, as far as the North Shore goes, things are settling down across Washington and St. Tammany. Just the southern tip of Tangier, we have these thunderstorms ongoing where a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for the river parish of St. John as these storms are moving in from Manchac and around Lake Maurepas. Now, on the South Shore, the thunderstorms, really, these are not what has been moving in from the North Shore, but actually were initiated from an outflow boundary, and they are pretty intense. Nothing severe in those right now. It'll be something we have to watch probably over the next hour or two, and it does look like the trend will be for most of the rainfall to start ending after 7 o'clock or so. It may still have a few lingering showers, thunderstorms here and there, but the severe threat, I believe, will be coming to an end. These are all in association with kind of this boundary that is set up thanks to this big upper level low, which is pushing down to the south. And the overall pattern in the coming days is from the north, which is also going to help to eventually push a cold front on through by late tomorrow and into Saturday. Not yet getting into the cooler air, but we will get into less humid air for the weekend and going into early next week. So our rainfall around at the moment will be coming to an end in the next couple of hours. It does look like most of the severe threat is pushing south. We'll see if anything else is able to kind of reactivate on the North Shore or re-intensify north of the lake in the next couple of hours. But if this trend continues, I think the severe threat will be winding down as well. Now, early tomorrow morning, a little complex of storms develops into North Louisiana and generally stays off to our west. And that has been the general consensus with most of the models. The risk of severe weather low for the rest of this evening and into tonight, and then the risk a bit higher for that complex of storms to our west. I don't think we're going to see, or it's not that we won't see any rainfall, but our rain chances tomorrow will be much less. Now, behind the front I was talking about, we will see a noticeable drop in humidity, and it actually is going to be comfortable through the weekend and early next week. But as I also mentioned, unfortunately, we're not yet tapping into cooler air. High temperatures will still be in the 90s. Much needed rain falling over downtown and the French Quarter, bit of lightning. At the moment, though, the South Shore temperature or South Shore storms have been below severe limits. River Parish is a different story. 94 degrees, our current temperature with rain in the vicinity of the airport. Not there yet. And our high today was 98 degrees. We were almost to a record. I thought we were done with the upper 90s, but we are not. In fact, we weren't even done with the triple digits as Bogalusa hit 100 degrees. Lakefront, Slidell hit 101, and 100 degrees are high in Baton Rouge. That hot air with the instability was able to kind of trigger those severe storms that we are seeing right now. Underneath the rain-cooled air, we've dropped into the 70s, still hanging on to 94 degrees, but as soon as we get some rainfall at Kenner, we'll see that temperature drop as well. The latest on Hurricane Lee, as we mentioned, it is now a major Category 4. It jumped from a 2 to a 4. This is that rapid intensification we have been talking about, and I will say has been well forecasted by the models. Maximum winds right now of 130 miles an hour, and thankfully, the forecast guidance remains the same. It will stay north of the islands, becoming a 5, maybe by later tonight or certainly tomorrow, and it will slow down once north of the islands into the latter part of the weekend and early next week. It won't really be until Wednesday, Thursday that we see an upper trough that will finally start driving the storm northward. Exactly where that occurs is still very much a question. Could be closer to the East Coast. It could be closer to Bermuda. If I'm Bermuda, we're watching this very closely. The East Coast, keeping an eye on it, but the models continue to maintain that it will stay off of the East Coast. 7-day forecast, our high temperature again in the upper 90s tomorrow, less humid but still hot this weekend, and then we might get into a stronger cold front toward the end of next week.